It's 2026, and if you are sick and tired of just tinkering with AI tools and you want to get serious about using it in your business, this video is for you. So I'm going to be sharing the things that I'm using in my own business and things I recommend that you give a try. And the first thing I want to mention to you is that I did some research over the holiday, and it does seem that AI receptionists are becoming a little bit more acceptable. So Google Trends showed a massive surge in searches for AI receptionists by small businesses. So that's the first thing. If you are considering things like that, I think, it seems like the general public will become more comfortable with it. And there are some pretty decent tools available. Second thing I want to mention to you is Gemini. If you have a Google Workspace, that's how I use mine through my Google Workspace. There is an AI called Gemini and is a pretty useful co-pilot type of tool. So you can have Gemini I'm on my computer right now, so it's in the top right of my screen. I can click on it and I can actually show Gemini what I'm doing so I can get some help with some of the other tools that we end up using. So for example, I use HubSpot for my CRM and I couldn't figure out how to filter a search. So I asked Gemini to look at my screen. I told it what I was trying to do and it gave me the exact instructions to follow. And when I got stuck a couple of times, I just told it, look, tell me what to do next. And it did that. So very helpful tool. I'm using Gemini quite a lot now, actually. Something I have, two things I've pulled back from and stopped doing. Number one is letting AI do my writing for me. So I will still use it to polish up writing, emails, content creation, but I'm really making an effort to write everything myself. Something that's making that easier is a tool called Whisper, which is, I will look at it down here and tell you how you spell it. It's WISPR, Whisper Flow. So WISPR and the word flow. Now, Whisper is a voice to text app, but it's a little bit different than the ones we're used to on our iPhones in that it's very sensitive and it does a really good job of capturing the exact sentences without you having to go in and do many edits. Don't know about you, but I know when I do voice to text on my iPhone, there are a lot of errors, and especially because I have an accent and it will be dictating in US English. The other thing I'm not doing is I'm not using those AI generated images for myself anymore. You know how you see the professional headshots and somebody's walking down the street, but you can really tell now that, they've been so widely used that it's obvious that they're fake. So I've been very diligent about not using any filters and just posting real pictures of me as opposed to anything that's been touched up by AI. So, and I have been reading up on, let's say, for example, LinkedIn, and how when we're creating content, it's now interest driven. So it's based on what people are interested in. And I was reading up to see if we use AI heavily in our content creation, is it suppressed by the social media platforms? And I'm no expert in this, but what I did read was that yes, specifically LinkedIn is looking for original content and real pictures, real images. So that's just something to think about as you focus on tools. I am using AI to think through ideas and to think through scenarios. And what I'll do is I'll go between, I'll use Gemini. I was using ChatGPT a lot. I've stopped using it now, and I'll explain why in a moment. I use Grok, which is the X AI LLM, and I'm now using Claude a lot. I just signed up for the Pro in Claude, so I'll go between those. Now, a little tip for you that I do is when I'm using an AI to do research for me, or I'm having, maybe I'm brainstorming an idea or something, I will make sure that it's giving me citations. Where are you finding this information? Because I want to make sure that, we don't go down, for me personally, that I don't go down rabbit holes of hallucinations. So I will ask for the citations and I'll double check them, because sometimes the information will be from, say, 2021. And if I'm trying to research something for a customer or, a problem that I'm trying to solve in today's market, I don't want it to be from, 2020 or 2021. Claude is something I'm using a lot now as of the past week. So I haven't used Claude very much. I've heard lots of positive things about its writing capabilities. Then I just did sign up for the Pro, which I said, and it has something new called Claude Skills. So within Claude, you can create a skill. So let's just say a skill that I created was having it be a copywriting proofreader and a creative writing partner for me, not to do the writing for me, but more to critique my writing. So, and I've been able to save that skill. So anytime I want to work with Claude on that subject, I just tell it which skill we're going to be using. So just probably the same way that you've trained ChatGPT on your personality and it's just learned about you over time, you can actually create these skills in Claude that you can use that specific skill. So that's something that's new and it doesn't require any coding. I'm obviously I'm a non-techie person. Like I'm not a developer, but I'm very tech savvy, if that makes sense. Perplexity is something that I continue to use as one of my AI resources for research and reading and writing. And I'm also using Comet, which is the AI assistant that comes with Perplexity. It's spelled COMET. And Comet is very good because you can actually open it and it can do tasks for you. It can't do lengthy tasks and it can't do overly complicated tasks, but it's super helpful I had again referencing, I don't know why I keep bringing up HubSpot, but there was something in HubSpot that I couldn't do. So I actually told Comet what I wanted to do and it did it for me, which was a huge time saver. So if you're working with two screens, if you're, doing desk work, that certainly can be something that's helpful, that you have an AI assistant that can actually do some things for you. If you try to get it doing too much, it gets in the weeds and it gets lost and it ends up being counterproductive. But for a short, quick task of something that you don't know how to do and you want it to do, very, very useful. HubSpot, I use the free version of it. I did use the paid version. So that's CRM. And one of the things I really like in HubSpot is they have a built-in Google research tool. So you can pull up a prospect or a company, and then it actually has a button under actions that you click on and it does the Google research for you, which is very helpful because if you're calling somebody or if you're calling somebody back, it's a very quick way to learn a little bit more about the company or the person before you put that call into them or send them that email. Canva, I've never really been a fan of Canva. I think just because I don't enjoy designing and dragging and dropping and that type of thing. But I think there are other alternatives now that we can use that for me have been a lot quicker. And one of those is Gamma. Gamma I used to really love. It's great for building. It's really great for building presentations, documents, great for doing proposals and things like that. Really nice proposals. It's very good for doing those carousels for social media posts. You can create documents and then turn those into carousels. The thing I'm not liking about Canva anymore is that it's being overused, kind of the same way that you see ChatGPT being overused a little bit. In all the writing on LinkedIn, it seems like everything's written by ChatGPT. So that's why I've stopped using it for writing. And Gamma, I feel the same way a little bit. Like I can tell, you can just see that many, many things are being created in Gamma. It has a certain style to it, but it's much quicker than doing a presentation in PowerPoint. If anyone still uses PowerPoint, maybe people do. I'm not using Microsoft Office. I'm using Google and a Mac. And my iPhone. All right, next thing is Lovable. I really like Lovable for landing pages and websites. Very quick and it's very intelligent. So you can just use your words to give it instructions and it will polish everything up and it's a massive time saver. So I have used that to create landing pages and my current website as well. I just did some edits the other day. Figma is a great tool and I've been using Figma to create diagrams, workflows. So I'll show you. I'm going to actually do a deep dive for this on Friday. Okay, so if you think about if you need to create an organizational chart or right now, what a lot of people are doing is trying to redesign the workflows within their company. Figma is great for that. So this is a service business that I've done a brain dump for. As you can see, this is my starting point. These are all the things that happen within this business. Even though we're talking about AI, I still mapped it out on paper. So I've mapped out or just dumped everything for this service business that they do. And now what I'm going to do is put this into Figma and I'm going to create an as is company snapshot for them. Just like you would have an org chart, this is going to be a workflow chart for the whole entire company. And the nice thing is I can then create a future workflow chart for them. So if you are looking to do any redesign in your business in 2026, this is a great tool because you can kind of get everything out of your head into a diagram, and then you can start to move things around and see, okay, how do I actually want the business to operate? So an excellent tool that is called Figma. And lastly, and I'll do a video and show you this project on Friday. I'll do a walkthrough on it. And lastly, I love Loom. I still really love Loom. I've been using it for a long time. It's a huge time saver. It can save on meetings. It can save on things getting lost in email translation. Sometimes we think, oh, that was a bit rude. You can put your voice to things. You can do quick screen recordings to clarify something. And what I really love it for is creating SOPs for your business. So that is a daunting task for people, and we all need operating procedures, all of us. And with Loom, what you can do is you could, let's say, have a meeting, or you could work on a project and you could screen record it. And then from there, you can just create the transcript, and it will create the SOP for you with timestamps. So I really love that. I do that myself, and that's the only way that I'm currently creating procedures for my own business. So that's it for 2026 to get us started. Those are the things I'm using. I'll report back next week if there's anything new. And if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comments. I'm happy to help and share any other points, or maybe there's something that I didn't mention that you think that we need to know about.